Hey you, tell me something. Was your high school life disappointing? Are you overcome with the regrets of the past? Maybe you should have beat up those boys who called you a homosexual. And maybe you should have never texted her in the first place. You're not alone in this. We all are filled with frustration and pee because it's stored in the balls. And you know what else we're filled with? A yearn for tussle. So my disciples, I will be fighting my way in Kyoto to take over the whole of Japan. According to a hierarchy system so old, you can just call it Slavery 2.0. And the catalyst for this stunt shall be the game Kenka Bencho Badass Rumble. The game starts on a train and we're on a field trip to Kyoto where we're introduced to the main character and his friends. Is this all important? Fuck no. I'm skipping this fucking part. I'd rather get my ass beat than listen to my old man giving me a lecture on how to fucking tussle. I already said no, my god. After arriving in Kyoto, we encounter our first adversary. He's a Banshu from Hokkaido, just like us. And that's just too fucking bad. This town ain't big enough for the two of us, partner. Sometimes I wonder why would she break my heart like that. Anyway, before a fight starts, you have to engage in a smash talk, which is just a quick time event. As you level up more, the time window gets narrower and you get overwhelmed with more options. And not to fucking mention, I fucking suck at this. So after defeating this guy, he becomes my unpaid worker, aka slave. You know, sometimes I think, but then I forget. Anyway, as we converse about Japanese femboys with our friend, Shimano from Yakuza 1 walks in, and I have a feeling he does not like us. Also, he's not a Yakuza, he's a fucking cop. Did this man change his name? Did he erase his name? Oh my god, all this commotion reminds me of a taxi driver. No, that is not Dragon of Dojima. Or is it? Yeah, I don't think so. Probably not. After reaching the inn, which is our safe house for the week, I meet a very weird guy who claims to know a lot about banjos. And well, the truth is, he actually does, and he keeps emailing you throughout the game, which is probably a good thing if you're playing this in 2009, but for me, it's annoying because I simultaneously have a location guide open in my browser. Also, when you're in your room or traveling, you can customize your whole moveset, and I mean it, like literally every attack. This has to be my favorite thing in the whole game, and you should always remember to distribute your soul, which is just a fancy name for leveling up. When I was a kid, I never knew you could like level up, so I just spam dropkick with like shit damage. And I surprisingly beat the game on level 1. I didn't even realize I was playing Cyclops Simulator. Unironically, on my first date, just like Cyclops, I was staring at her tits. Like crazy style. It was really okay, but then I just had to say it, you know, verbally that I liked those. She hasn't contacted me ever since. Alright, but in my defense, they were pretty huge. Anyway, so I call up some backup for our next encounter, and the next dude is from Aomori, wherever the fuck that is. And as usual, he is no match for me. Alright, so there's supposed to be a dude here. I don't know, somewhere. I can't even see him on the map. Hey, free food. Alright, finally. This guy was just hiding from me. I'm gonna be honest with you, everyone is pretty fucking weak here. With the last dropkick, we also conquered Devate. Now wait just a second, you're trying to tell me you still haven't subscribed to me yet? I'm gonna tell Spider-Man you don't eat your veggies. Moving on to the next target, the Yamagata leader should still be in Shinkyogoku. Alright, to me, this place seems hella nostalgic, mainly because it reminds me of the marketplace from Mega Man Legends. I actually really love that soundtrack, especially when it plays while I kick a can around the whole place. Anyway, I have finally found my prey. Looky, we got a pretty boy on our hands. Okay, that was fucking embarrassing, I'm never saying that ever again. Not even kidding, I would touch you inappropriately if you ever say pain don't hurt to me in a fucking smash talk IRL. Now my character saying you want some pain in retaliation is pure homoeroticism. In the end, I end up kissing him many times to defeat him. A win is a win, my friend, even if it is homo. Well, I guess he wanted to discuss the future on a date. I even got a number. If we started giving so much attention to each of the leaders, the video would be way longer. Probably like 50 minutes, so I'll try to fly through all of them. And before that, I need to buy some clothes. Not that I'm running low on garments, but because drip is very important. It is either two of these things. Maybe everything is just too expensive, or it could be that I'm broke as shit to afford anything. It is probably the latter. Now, you can check the people you have defeated on your itinerary. The thing is, if you defeat a leader who also controls others, you also automatically defeat others too. Alright, so I think that was all the people for day 1. So I'll just roam around till night and find hidden money and other stuff. Alright, I totally forgot that we can actually get arrested too. So it's better to interact with something and go somewhere before you get arrested. Now, between this day and the next, we're introduced to 2 more romance options. First one was this chick, by the way, if you remember her. Long story short, we save a Mako from rapists and get absolutely bodied by this girl. And normally, I would pay for this kind of treatment. Alright, so I have 6 hours of continuous footage, so we have to get a montage going.
Shinji, crank that, soldier boy.
Okay, maybe not Soldier Boy.
Well, what are you doing? No, the montage button.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Montage, you got a montage. You love the montage. You need a montage. Got all the montage. Buy it breakfast. Hold it tightly. Have its babies. Montage.
Alright, settle down folks, settle down. I've conquered 32 and 15 are still remaining. The thing is, the main bosses will only spawn when it's like the last day or the second last. Moving on. Well, is it gonna be racist if I call him a monkey right now? Probably not, because he's not black. Alright, so the next boss fight is pretty challenging because it's one-on-one. After finishing the boss fight, it's time for the Nara leader, and I'd say this is one of the hardest boss fights before the last boss. You can tell because he's green. Well, it is a very boring boss fight too, because it's just 3 waves. First is just a lot of dudes, second is also just a lot of dudes, and the third one is this fat ass. And he is a fucking damage sponge. But don't you forget that I'm a country boy, and country boys make do. So after 3 attempts, we take him down too. Fucking fat ass. Calls himself a tank. Alright, so 5 areas are still remaining and it's time to leave. Also, I was really underleveled. So when I fought the final boss, he was almost 3-shotting me. So I could not defeat Japan. He also called me pathetic, but at this point I'm just not even interested. And look at me, I'm going home satisfied and unbothered. Okay, overall rating is C. Fuck this.